Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the Loud Poets Highlands Slam! Oh, thank you, thank you. It is so lovely to be back here in Inverness. Thank you all so much for coming out and spending your Saturday afternoon with us. We have a fantastic lineup of slammers for you this afternoon. I think we're going to have an absolute ball. My name is Katie Ailes. I'm one of the directors of I Am Loud, the team that puts on Loud Poets. We've also got Mark over here on the cameras and Bex at the door. I can already tell that you guys are just a lovely crowd. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. If you haven't been to a Loud Poets show before, welcome, welcome. We have been running events across Scotland and further afield for the last 10 years doing spoken word events. So we do showcases, we do slams, we do open mics, workshops, all that jazz. And the last couple of years, we've really taken it nationally. So this is our third event here in Inverness, and every single time we come up here, we just have the absolute best time. We're here in November, and Harry Baker, I don't know if folks know Harry Baker, yeah. He said on stage that it was the best open mic he had ever been to, which is really saying something. So just the caliber of poetry and the loveliness of you guys as a crowd. And of course, the beautiful Bike Shed team always make it good. Can we just get a round of applause for the Bike Shed? They're saying they had an emergency this morning. All the power went out, and I feel very grateful that the electricity gods united and we're all here and all good. Fingers crossed, knock on mic stand. I said in the past couple of years, we've gone national, and the big part of that has been running our Scotland-wide slam series. And this today is the final heat in our 2024 slam series. So we've already got 10 of our contestants for our Grand Slam final. We have been to, let me see if I can get this right. We've been to St. Andrews, we have been to Paisley, we've been to Edinburgh, we've been to Dumfries, we have been to Aberdeen, and now we are wrapping things up here in Inverness. And everything is going to culminate in August at the Book Festival with our Grand Slam final. A little bit more on that later. But I keep using the word slam. So I just want to gauge here. Give me a shout if you have been to a poetry slam before. That's a healthy woo. I like it. Give me a shout if you have never been to a poetry slam before. Amazing. It's always a bit more timid. They're like, is this wrestling with metaphors? Like, what is happening here? Whether you have been before or whether it is your first time, it is wrestling with metaphors. We're going to get out the suits later and really go for it. Whether it's your first time or whether you've been before, you are very welcome. I'll explain a little bit about how it works. So a poetry slam is just a competition in which we get poets to come to the stage, give you some of their best work, and we judge it all because who doesn't love judging other people? And at the end of the night, we'll have a winner and a runner-up for our Grand Slam final. The way that it'll work, we've got 10 fantastic poets this evening. In the first round, all 10 poets will perform. In the second round, we will whittle it down to 6 poets. And then in the third round, we will have 3 poets. And then again, we will end up scoring our champion and our runner-up from all of those poets. Each poet will have 3 minutes at the mic to wow you, just 3 minutes. And if they go over, they get decapitated. I like the hesitant laughter, like, we don't know how this works. Is that actually like, is there a scythe backstage somewhere? No, we ask poets to keep it to 3 minutes just for fairness, and so that the night, runs along snappily and all of that good stuff. The great thing about poetry slams is that there are no guidelines for style or for content. So you are likely to hear a wide range of things. We don't know what the poets are going to perform. So you may be laughing, you may be crying, you may be screaming or rolling on the floors. We haven't had much of that this season. Who knows? But it's great because, at a comedy night, you're only going to be laughing, hopefully, right? At a poetry night, you're going to get a little bit of everything. So if this is your first poetry show, Welcome, welcome. You are in for a treat. So, yeah, I talked about poets being judged. Who is doing the judging, you may ask, and what are they judging it on? So at a poetry slam, we judge poets on the writing of their poem and on the performance of their poem. So how well it's written, obviously, and then how well they're performing it. You know, are they really giving it all? Are they doing a performance that suits the poem? And to do that judgment, we have three spectacular poets and highly judgmental people who we have selected for this role. I can see Jack's just staring daggers at me. What do you mean I'm judgmental? First up, we have the absolutely fantastic Mr. Mark Gallie. There's always two types of people when we ask them to judge. The people are like, oh, I'm far too nice. I could never do that. That sounds terrible. And the people who are like, give me the clipboard. We're doing it. So yeah, Mark is, I suppose, a bit of a local lad from Elgin. Yeah. Judged our Highlands Slam last year and knows a bit about the Inverness scene, but also knows the Scottish slam scene quite well. He does all of our video recording and editing. So how many poems do you think you've watched in the last year, Mark?
In the last year?
In the last year, how many poems do you think you've watched?
10, 6.
Oh, he's doing the maths.
About somewhere between 250 and 300 in a year.
That's a heck of a lot of poems.
Too many, some would argue.
And you're about to hear a heck of a lot more. So yeah, I think we can say that Mark is very well qualified to be judging this evening. Our next judge is the spectacular Bex Bidgood over on the door. A little wave back there. Bex is another one of our directors and has been a judge on some of the other slam heats that we have had this season, is a writer, is just a fantabulous human being, and will be our judge and also our timekeeper tonight. So if Bex starts looking very, very grumpy in the back, poets, that may be a sign. And our third and final judge is none other than the spectacular Mr. Jack Hunter! So Jack is, again, a brilliant writer, brilliant performer, brilliant actor, all of these lovely things, fantastic bloke, but also last year was our Highland Slam champion! So Jack got to compete in last year's Grand Slam final at the book festival. In a word, Jack, and we haven't rehearsed this, in a word, what was the experience like?
Judgmental. No, it was lovely.
It was cool. Poets, you heard it here first. So Jack last year took home the crown in a metaphorical sense. We don't have an actual crown. But yeah, Jack is our third judge tonight, and we're very, very excited to have him. I said that we don't have a crown, but we do have some fantastic prizes. So first of all, the poet who wins tonight will go home with a 200-pound cash prize. Yeah. And also, the winner and the runner-up will, as I said, qualify for our Grand Slam final, which is with the Edinburgh International Book Festival. It is taking part on August 10th, down in Edinburgh, obviously. And the winner of our Grand Slam final will receive a 3,000-pound cash prize. Which, if you know anything about poetry or money, is quite a lot of money. So we're really excited about that. We often see it in spoken word where there's a lot of literary prizes for published poetry that get quite a lot of money, but spoken word doesn't really have an equivalent. And we think that spoken word is amazing. We think that it deserves the big prizes and the big accolades. So that is why we really put it all into these sorts of events. But it's not only the 3,000 pounds. That's nice and everything. But the real prize, the real gem, is that the winner gets to hold aloft our beautiful belt. This whole slam series was definitely not an excuse for us to invest in a shiny wrestling belt. It was not. No, it's all about the poems. It's all about the poems. Show the belt. Oh, yeah, it's not. Some of you may not be able to see it. Oh, it is hefty, isn't it? Shiny, shiny belt. It is wearable. I can't wear it. That just feels wrong. I'm like, I haven't won the belt. Can't wear the belt. But yeah, this is our shiny, shiny belt. All right, so we've got our judges. We've got the order. So as I said, yeah, I make all these jokes about being judgmental. I talk about our judges. But really, their job is to judge the poets. Your job is not to judge the poets. Poetry slams are hard. They can be really intimidating. You are getting up here, you are pouring out your heart more often than not, or trying to get laughs for a funny poem, or trying something new. It is scary. It's really scary a lot of the time to be up on this stage. So your job, my beautiful audience today, is to support the heck out of these poets. Do you guys think you can do that? Oh, Inverness. Don't let Harry Baker down here, guys. Do you think that you can support these poets? That is what I like to hear. Brilliant, brilliant. So without further ado, I'm going to give the running order for the poets tonight. They've already heard it, but just to remind you guys what your running order will be, I'm going to read out all the names, and then we'll do one big cheer at the end. Every single Slam Heat this series, we've said this, and every other city has messed it up. So do you guys think you can do it? Yes, I believe in you, Inverness. All right, so your slammers this afternoon, reading in this order, will be Alice, India De Bono, Lindsay Gilmore, James Hickson, Connor O'Hara, Myra Ross, Sam Steele, Mel Shewan, Timski, and Chris Young. Well done. Beautiful. So there's just one final ingredient to let you know about before we kick things off, which is a little tradition that we have at Poetry Slams called the Sacrificial Poet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take someone and we've set up a pyre outside and we're going to set it on fire. No, as I said, Poetry Slams are hard. They can be intimidating, especially if you're not really used to performing your poetry live. And especially when you're being judged. So before we ask any of the slammers to come up, it can be hard being the first one on the mic, so we get someone else to do it. And the Sacrificial Poet is a way to kick off the slam and also get the judges to sort of calibrate their scores, get them used to watching a little bit of poetry. Okay, how are we thinking? All that good stuff. So your Sacrificial Poet tonight, I have already introduced him. He is amazing. He is a champion. We love him to bits. Please give all of your love to Jack Hunter.
Oh. Service as well. Sacrificial Poet. I'm the sacrificial lamb. I feel like I'm in the Wicker Man or something. You think killing me is going to bring back your apples? I'll just do a little ditty to get us going. Also, never been described as a bloke either, so thanks for that. Like a blokey bloke. It's nice. So, yeah, I'll just do a little ditty before we get started. And it's a poem that's a tribute to a transport institution that I just don't really think gets its due, right? So you're thinking of heading up north at the weekend to go and see the fam, and you want to try and get there the fastest way you can. Planes, trains, they cost too much. They'll make your bank account go bust. So why not try your luck? Buckle up on the mighty megabus. Junkies, pensioners, all aboard, and anyone else who can just about afford. It's a pleasure not to be missed. Overhearing a lover's tiff whilst passively inhaling the stench of geriatric piss. How could you possibly envy us, living it up on the megabus, hurtling up the A9 at 25 miles per hour? No wonder the commute takes 4.5 bloody hours. No need to rush on the megabus. Casual drinking is a must. Cider, Bucky, they're not fussed. Just make sure you give the loo an almighty flush. After dropping your guts on the megabus, embark on journeys far and wide. It really is a bargain, being only £1 a ride. supposedly. Pitlochry, Elgin, Amsterdam. You can travel wherever the hell you want, man. It's not fast, but it's furious. It's a jaundice-coloured juggernaut. It's convenient. It's not ScotRail. It's someone you can trust. But above all, it's the mother flippin' megabus. And before I hand over, you can't get £1 a ride anymore. But you know, you can if you're a pensioner, right? Oh, it's kind of ruined my next bit, but thanks for the it's good. That's good. I was going to say print the myth, but there is truth. We found truth already in the slam. Right, I'll pass you over to the slammers. Have fun. Just enjoy yourself. You're so cool and awesome to just be doing this. So just have fun. Yeah? All right. Catch you after.
Jack Hunter, everyone! Oh, man. I lived in Glasgow for a while and was doing long distance between Edinburgh and Glasgow. Long distance between Edinburgh and Glasgow is a bit of a silly phrase, isn't it? Spent far more time on the megabus than I care to admit these days. Brilliant. Guys, what did you think of your first poem in the slam? Amazing. That is the kind of energy that I want you to give to all of our performers tonight. Performers, as Jack said, have fun. You are all incredible. We're going to have a blast. So, the way that I'm going to do it for each poet, I'm going to tell you who is next, and I'm also going to tell you who is on deck. So if you're on deck, you're not next, you're coming up, just so you have as much advance notice as possible. Guys, are you ready for your first slammer? Yeah! Yes! So on deck, we have India, but up next, please give all of your love for Alice!
My therapist says I have a lost quality. We haven't met, but she sensed it through the screen. She gestures, me tentatively reaching out to touch, and recoiling and touching again as I feel my way blindly. The irony being that I feel a little less lost as she observes my endless stumbling towards a light I can't see. I didn't realize I had become so transparent. Or perhaps she just has the gift of sight. My therapist says I have an intelligence. We haven't met, but she sensed it through the screen. She gestures it shining out of me when I talk, and describes my balanced way of thinking when I try not to make assumptions. The irony being that the main reason I see her is because of a genius and his genius new partner. I didn't realize I had become so clever, or perhaps she just knows what will make me feel better. My therapist says I have a resilience. We just met and she sensed it within me. She alludes to this abstract power, and I recall a school report, another therapist, a kind friend, someone calling me a mountain flower. The irony being that for all my survival instincts, I am hardwired to self-destruct. I didn't realize I had become so convincing, or perhaps I'm just recalling someone calling me pathetic. My therapist says I don't need to apologize. We have met, but she didn't sense my abnormality, or if she did, she doesn't seem to mind. But even though she liked my last poem, I can't help but feel sick as I send her the next one. The irony being that I have sat in the other chair and I can rationalize all of this. I didn't realize I had become so insecure, or perhaps she's just starting to look like my mother. My therapist says I have complicated grief. We happened to meet on the day of the crash, around the same time a mere 9 years later. And although I am now fully grown, it would seem time can't heal all wounds. The irony being that we met to discuss something else, so I didn't mention it. I realized I had become anxious and depressed, but perhaps this is just the result of premature death.
Keep it going for Alice! Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Thank you for kicking us off, rolling along swiftly. On deck, we have Lindsay Gilmore, but please give it up for India De Bono!
There we go, thank you. Quick content warnings for discussions of disordered eating, mental health issues, and some, what's the word? Thingy language. Swearing? No, like, stigma, like, yeah. It is jokey, but also light allusions to sexual abuse as well. Yogurt lady voice activated. This is not your regular trauma. This is all new trauma light. Sad and tired of your usual doom and gloom? Been getting everyone else down with all your unresolved issues that are definitely totally purely your fault? Well, worry no more. This new diet makes all your unresolved issues and hard to swallow truths slip down as easily as a spoonful of now with only 30 calories per serving. You too can make all your problems easily digestible for other people. Been heading off with somebody new at a party? Been having deep, meaningful conversations on the kitchen floor? Don't sit on the floor, filthy pig that you are. Sit on a chair like a queen, like somebody with dignity, because you too could have dignity. Sit all ladylike, like a lady. You are a lady, aren't you? Like luck. For luck, be a lady. Like you think that I could get lucky? Like it's been a while, I could do with a fling. You really think that they could be my ex-friend? Don't scare them off. Just give them new and improved Trauma Light. They're bound to be okay with a free trial to your subscription. Comes in a variety of irresistible flavours like vanilla, your bog standard issues, chocolate, childhood trauma. We all love nostalgia. Neapolitan, because your eating disorder started with your insatiable, gluttonous want and need for it all. Just whipped cream, wink, sexy, sexually chili chocolate. Is it just me, or is it getting neuro-spicy up in here? Actually, it is just you. We don't think you need the DMC hazelnut, walnut, and pistachio swirl. All your anxiety, depression, and OCD mixed together in one delicious place. You must be completely mental to miss out on this. All packaging is 100% recycled from old gift boxes that you nailed shut and hid in the back of your mind because they hurt too much to open. But don't worry, we did a spring cleaning just for you. They're all unwrapped, ready to be recycled through your brain again and again and again. You're going to want to be rid of it? No worries. We'll deliver Trauma Light straight through your mouth at your earliest inconvenience. Try all new Trauma Light today. It's exactly the same, but with half the calories. Thank you.
India De Bono, everybody! Oh, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. Okay, keeping it rolling along. So on deck, we have James Hickson, but please give a massive round of applause for Lindsay Gilmore!
I might go standless.
Woo! Getting fancy.
I'll try not to do too much work, I promise. So, I was in Dingwall with the Bairns, and standing at the bus stop, and the wee one says to me, "Cavella bus, mammy, agus ricker me here noch, and you Lisa can meet up, be 20 minutes no ga, ha means München." And a gadgie standing next to me goes, "Oh, you've the Gaelic, have you?" Deed language. Nobody speaks it. And as scunner as I am to hear that, he's not wrong. Because every word, gach, fuckle, and fial, was torn from the tongue of my great-grandparents. And I'm catting about here like Burke and Hare, digging up the bodies of each word, each phrase, each syllable, foyam, shach, foyam, shach, foyam, so that I can replace their bloodied stumps in my own mouth, hoping that there's enough muscle memory encoded in my DNA to regrow their songs, but knowing that to a native ear, my T's are just a wee bit hard and my L's just aren't quite broad enough. But with Biolarish is Biolconch, there's pops and whizzes and bangs and fizzes in my brain, and they're not just neural pathways being reforged. These are pathways to my soul. To dolchas, doich, dive. How we use our language changes how we move through the world, and I see the world through a Highlander's eyes, but until I put the words back in my mouth and reconnected my senses so they were part of the same constellation, until I could move and touch and feel and taste and smell in Gaelic, there were experiences I'd never name. Mercianalis. And it's like coming home to Chanshma Vahir. I'm like a bairn currying into her mammy's lap, because there's resonance all on Fachlan Shaw. It's been around me in the rhythms and the patterns of speech that's been here since bairnhood. Hushing Biohast. But if Gaelic were to die tomorrow, I would dig 6 feet down into that soil with my bare hands, and I would snatch her fragile body for the grave, because the sweetness she holds, Barahungi, mar uachtar, loch for, prieshel. It's our right. I'm a leishgal, and Gaelic hakamsa, beckon robachas, dagas and blasach and well, nachan nachor. Ach, now that I know that those 4 letters, blas, they can mean relish and savour and gusto and flavour and taste, as well as accent. Well, maybe as I can how Berla sometimes leaves my palate feeling a little bit flat. Maran Taingiv.
Lindsay Gilmore, everyone! Oh, beautiful stuff. This is going to be a hard one for our judges. I can already tell. Do not envy them. I love hosting because normally they make me judge. So this is a ball in comparison. I'm having a great time. Guys, on deck we are going to have Connor O'Hara, but give it up for your next poet, James Hickson.
Stillness. Well, here I am, still jotting in a notebook, still not posting on the gram, still grateful for a pen and a page, still not hiding, even though I'm afraid I'm still. Still uplifted by a cuddle from my kids, still not hampered by cloudy bitterness, still and introspective when I feel anger, sadness, jealousy, still not sure why I'm my own worst enemy, still get upset by all those years on the piss, still not comfortable admitting this, but still I'm tempted by that boozy bliss, yet still not succumbing to its bullshit promises. I'm still opening to emotion when I'm sad, still no longer angry with my dad, still so I don't discipline with cruel words, hands or fists, still not in support of the insidious arguments in favour of hitting kids, still and resilient because I'm learning to forgive. I'm still Still excited by the potential of our brains, still. I'm not fazed to own my mistakes because still I believe there's personal growth in responsibility. Still intrigued by my neurodivergency. Still not ashamed to be medicated for depression and anxiety. I'm still perplexed by the complexity of grief. Still, I'm no longer distraught by the thought that I sought a self-medicating relief. Still, I'm relieved by books, lined paper and pens. They aid my sobriety. Still, I'm thankful for practicing rhyming and poetry. Remarkably, they've helped my brain recover from a head injury. So still, I trust that education and self-reflection find other parts of me. I'm still proud that I've broken the generational cycles of alcohol misuse, the generational cycles of physical abuse, the generational cycle screaming through the genes, be an emotional recluse, the generational cycles yelling the words, you are of little use, into my head. Please don't be your child's first bully. Be a thoughtful parent instead. I'm still amazed. Practicing stillness can have such profound effects. I'm still now. I no longer try to escape from me. So I write to remind myself of this. Stillness won't find me unless I'm looking for it.
James Hickson, everyone! Oh, brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. All right, guys. So on deck, we are going to have Myra Ross, but I want you to give a massive welcome, big cheer for Connor O'Hara.
Up, I say. We do. Yeah, that's good, yeah. Hello, good afternoon. Are we rolling? Yeah? Okay. In light of events of July the 4th, this still rings true. A content warning for revolutionary history and one use of a sexual abusive act as a figurative verb. It's called the Angels of Avalon. I take back your Tipperary tea rooms. I take back your Irish Guard. I take back colonial regiments. I take back your Scotland Yard. I take back your Welsh battalions and your Highland Fusiliers. I reject your story of Cromwell and embrace the Brahon seer. Alba Cymru and Era are singing their songs. Me May Fain, I'm waiting for the Angels of Avalon. I take back your Royal Scots Dragoon Guards, your B Specials and Ulster Reserves. The 77th Regiment Bards, away with your supercilious nerve. I wish you well, my sisters and brothers in English homes. We share so much together. I'm not saying Pogue Mahone. Alba Cymru and Era are singing their songs. You and I are waiting for the Angels of Avalon. I give back your Pentrick Rising. I give back your Midland Revolt. I give back your common lands, levelling greed and raising souls. I invoke your Hackney Flashers. You're massacred. I give them breath. Peterloo, Tranent, Llanelli. I raise all your innocent dead. 2 billion former subjects are dancing, singing songs. They are all waiting for the Angels of Avalon. I wish you peace, my neighbors. I wish that you all knew the pain your fathers suffered on the borders they redrew. I hear the lies you tell yourselves as you rape your sceptred isle. For England to fairly live again, the United Kingdom must die. Alba Cymru and Era are singing new songs. We are all waiting for the Angels of Avalon. I wish you learned your weakness, was humbly made your strength. I wish you moved to metric as a measurement of length. I wish you all the healing. Sassenach, see the scheme. Dream and rise up singing. Reseed what England means. Alaba, Cymru and Era are singing new songs. The time is up for waiting. Awake the angels of Avalon. And so I take back your Tipperary tea rooms. I take back your Irish Guard. I take back your colonial regiments. And I take back your Scotland Yard.
Conor O'Hara, everyone! So as the host, I try to avoid commenting on poems after. I don't want to, say anything that might sway the judges. But can I just say, metric, yes. As the American in the room who moved here and was like, what's a kilometer? Be way easier if we all just use metric. PSA aside, guys, are you ready for your next poet? Yeah. So on deck we have Sam Steele, but coming up to the mic now, please give a very warm welcome for Myra Ross.
That'll be all right. That fine? Yeah. Content warning, abuse of every sort and any sort. Be prepared. Imagine a world where my wee girl never ever knew that awful sinking feeling of he's a threat to you. Imagine I had never said, stay safe and walk in pairs, and she felt no fear nor notion that it isn't safe out there. Imagine she had never felt nor known unwanted hands. Imagine that her journeys were not actual safety plans. Imagine she had never heard those threats disguised in words. No fear of violations or an all-intrusive gaze. Imagine she had never felt the judgments passed by you. Imagine that was felt by perpetrators doing what they do. Imagine my girl asked of me, Mum, what do you do at work? And I said, well, I'm a cop. I help folk when they're hurt. In accidents and sometimes fights. Perhaps a theft or two, but darling, fear you not, because crime is no threat to you. Imagine she had never said, Mum, he touched me there. I told the teacher, Mum, and the teacher didn't care. Imagine that she didn't know that she would take the blame, that when she broke the silence, that she would bear the shame. Imagine that I didn't have to check to view her phone for those unwanted dick pics and the pleas of, oh, come on. Imagine I had felt it safe to show her face online because there was no threat from editors in every space and time. Imagine just how many girls, how many other mums, the changes to their stories and the harm that could be undone. Imagine now the story's changed, her honour is her own. Imagine freedom, choice and life to come and go alone. Imagine that no stones were thrown, no cuts were felt nor made. Imagine joy when girls are born and no dowries due nor paid. Imagine now a world where children were not sold as slaves, where county lines and traffickers found new ways to behave. Imagine that now the children grown who still believe the lies of manipulations and grooming with broken trust and broken ties. Imagine that with just one stroke, their pain was wiped away. Imagine, just imagine. Can we start that change today?
Gorgeous stuff. Myra Ross, everyone! Oh, beautiful stuff. I'm all of our slammers so far, absolutely gorgeous. And for the folks who are new to slam, hopefully you're enjoying it and seeing just the massive range of different issues and things that get talked about. I'm having a ball. And we will keep it swiftly rolling along. So on deck, we have Mel, but coming up to the mic now, we have, please give it up for Sam Steele.
A bit lower, actually. Well, I'm going to change or expand the breadth a little bit here. No, lower. I don't like them. scare me. Right, anyone who knows me knows that I have a fraught relationship with IT, nothing more so than the self-service checkout. I remember in the days of yore the service in your local store. You go in with a shopping list, the shopkeep happy to assist. About your kids, you'd have a brag as someone filled your shopping bag. You look the store staff in the eye and off you go to a nice goodbye. Then later on you'd need a trolley that you fill yourself from veg to lolly. Upon a belt you piled this heap and watched the staff go beep, beep, beep. The food slid down an incline shelf. The bags you had to pack yourself. Almost nothing staff would say except the phony, "Have a nice day." They've now cut even this small frill. You check out at self-service tills. You do the work without a fee, an unskilled, unpaid employee. No training do they give to you because they hope you know what you should do. But every shopper can agree, rarely is it problem-free. Where's the barcode? I don't know, the top, the side, or down below? Oh, there it is, it's on the back. It's hidden in the plastic wrap. I smooth it out because it's all contorted and the zebra lines have got distorted. I tried 10 times, but still no luck. The laser beam can't pick it up. I smooth again. Still no bleep. How do you make this thing go beep? I do it fast. I do it slow. I do it high. I do it low. I have myself a silent swear and look for help from anywhere. The trouble with the till's unmanned. There's no one there to lend a hand. My heart rate now is getting high, becoming flustered. One more try. I drop the item. The till goes bing. Oh, you've got to be joking. Then into the bag you must be quick or the talking till will start to bitch. 3 minutes to scan, 2 seconds to nag. Please put the item in the bag. Now stressed out and a little afraid, I'm happy with one choice I made. I bought myself some booze and mixer, my weekend's here to still the elixir. But this will set the lights a-flashing, some youthful clerk then comes a-dashing. Though still a child, he has to gauge and press a button to state my age. Clearly over 25. Clearly over 25? Oh, isn't that fantastic? I want a gin and tonic and get called a geriatric. And then the till will start to nag. Please put the item in the bag. The message is pointless. Your voice is shrill. Shut it, stupid talking till! Happy place, happy place, happy place. Loose items can be problematic. The irksome till can get erratic. I have to think now super quick. What kind of tatties did I pick? Sweet potatoes? New potatoes? I break into a sweat. Organic, roast, red or white? Maybe they're croquettes? Jacket baked, all round and loose. Oh, I forgot what the label said. Mare's Piper, mashed babies? Maybe they're King Ted's? Ah, the picture helped. I've done that thing. I bagged the item. The till went bing. A faultless move, my work complete. The vexing till I finally beat. Of course I haven't. It gets worse. My blood will boil and I have a curse. And the words that start my mild hysteria? Unexpected item in the bagging area. It's a bag full of shopping in the bagging area of a shop. I scanned, the till beeped, and the weight has been detected. In the name of all that's holy, how can that be unexpected? I have another silent swear and look for help from anywhere. Of course, the till clerk's been waylaid. Every self-service shopper is needing aid. For several minutes I must stand. Then the clerk arrives and he waves his hand. He says in idle chat. There's no reason for it doing that. I want to pay and drink my gin, but the checkout tango does begin. The till can make your payment hard, unless you scan the loyalty card. But I have a dozen different cards or more from every different kind of store, so many ones you will accrue, restaurants, hardware, coffee shops too. It takes so long for my reaction, I'm asked to, please cancel this transaction. Shut it, till, you've made me late. Now it's your turn to stand and wait. I've scanned my card to pay's next, and once again I'm riled and vexed. So many different ways to pay. What's wrong with money, anyways? Will it take cash? Well, what do you think? Not if there is a tiny kink, the stroppy till will not consent. If notes are pleated, folded, stained, or bent. With different ones I try aplenty, and the only ones it likes are 20s. I finally paid and was on my way, ignoring what the till did say. You know, I hate that thing's incessant chatter. It's not like the days of a friendly natter. The high-tech voice is bleak and strange. And yes, I walked out without my change. Thank you.
Sam Steele, everyone! Brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. Guys, we only have 3 poets left in the first round, so please get, mix of emotions there, some sadness already. But that means we have 3 more fantastic poets. Yes! So on deck, we've got Timski, but please give it up for Mel Shewan!
Yeah, I think so. This poem is called After the Match. It's the title poem of a series that I wrote about football. Walking home after the match, through a bit of park up the town's arse end, I saw 3 lads in colours I'd been cheering on for 30 years, beating a greyhound with a stick. Vicious scum. And stupidly I told them so because of course they didn't run, but turned the stick on me, breaking a forefinger and thumb as I tried to grab it. And I needed 8 stitches just below the knee. But that was the whippet, not them. I won't be rescuing any fucking dogs again. Ah, yes. That raised welcome laughter in the Royal Bolton's A&E. And not begrudged by me, no more than I'd apportioned blame, telling the charge nurse as he sewed me up that we'd all seen as bad in the modern game. And so he and I, another weekend wounded nearby, recalled Vinnie's fist on Gascoigne's balls. And Glenn Hoddle's notion that the wheelchair bound are there because his God turns things round. And O'Leary's complaint that the team just can't concentrate with all this legal pissing around with Boyer, Woodgate and some Asian kid they got drunk and smacked. And yet, none I thought so vile as those Chelsea fans I heard chant, Wenger's a paedophile, Wenger's a paedophile. What about Barton? Yelled a scouser from a curtain bay. What'll he be up for next? The first fucking murder on the field of play? And so we laughed, as those who needed laughter most on every anointed Saturday. And as often after laughter shared, a companionable silence fell. And out of that easy stillness, I thought of Diego Maradona, at that time when his swift, lithe form had turned gross from all those years of drugs and alcohol abuse. You'll know. He palmed the game, his country and mine. But what's worse, he palmed those kids I see on Sundays celebrate deceit, their fathers roaring on their own defeat.
Mel Shewan, everyone! Wow, I feel like I just got such an education in football. My partner was explaining to me, we were watching the Euros, and he was explaining who Gaza was, who Gascoigne was, mostly through a series of YouTube videos showing him pranking Ally McCoist, which is a delightful way to spend an afternoon, especially if you have never heard of either of them. There's something about a fish in a car boot. Jack's like, oh, the fish in the car boot. Everyone knows that one. Guys, we have come to our penultimate poet of the first round. So on deck, we have Chris Young, but please welcome to the mic, Timski.
Good afternoon, people of Earth. I was a paper boy, but now I'm paper man, which is like Slender Man, but much more horrifying. So this is called Catechism of the Trolls. I blame the parents, I blame the government, I blame the weather. I blame the gods, I blame the one true God, and I blame the devil. I blame the lack of faith, I blame religion. I blame the seagulls, I blame the crows, I blame the pigeons. I blame love and peace, I blame hate. I blame chance, I blame destiny, I blame chaos, and I blame fate. I blame the Russians, I blame the Chinese, I blame the Yanks. I blame the good guys. I blame the wanks. I blame all those actors, the Streeps, the Cruises, the Pitts and the Hanks. I blame you, I blame her, I blame him, I blame them. I blame Hans Christian and his daughter Pamela Anderson. I blame liberals, I blame snowflakes, I blame the woke. I blame the Tories, I blame the fascists, I blame that bloke. I blame the left, I blame the centre, I blame the right, I blame the back, the front and the sides. I blame the top, I blame the middle, I blame the bottom, I blame polyester, lycra, elastane and fern cotton. I blame TV, I blame cinema, I blame video games. I blame the different, the similar, the opposite and the same. I blame carnivores, I blame the vegetarians, I blame the dinosaurs and I blame the Hungarians. I blame meat, I blame fruit, I blame exotic food. I blame the bad, I blame the ugly, I blame the good. I blame the monarchy, I blame the nervous Republicans, I blame Europeans, Asians, Antipodeans, and South Americans. I blame Mary, Queen of Scots, and King Charles III. I blame the rational, the surreal, the sensible, and the absurd. I blame drugs, I blame vaping, I blame cigs, I blame dogs, I blame cats, I blame the pigs, man. I blame the small, I blame the medium-sized, I blame the big, I blame the banal, I blame the mediocre, I blame the epic, I blame all those Star Trek reboots and that Simon Pegg. I blame cars, electric bicycles, and I blame aeroplanes. I blame conspiracy theorists, I blame Bill Gates, I blame the aliens, I blame the Masons, I blame the Rosicrucians, I blame the Danes. I blame the Jews, I blame the Arabs, I blame the Caucasians, I blame all races, all creeds, all nations. I blame the blacks, I blame the whites, I blame the greys. I blame the straights, I blame the trans, I blame the gays, I blame the English, Scots, the Welsh and the French, and the Irish, of course, and Patrick Stewart and Judi Dench. I blame the yellows, I blame the greens, I blame the reds, I blame the blues, because I woke up this morning in my own bed. I blame the Beatles, the Stones, Coldplay and Motorhead, Johnny Cash, Elton John, the Grateful Dead and the Spice Girls. I cannot find it in my heart to blame Taylor Swift. But I certainly blame Travis. I blame genetics, I blame the theory of inherited characteristics, I blame chemistry, I blame biology, I blame astrophysics. I blame atoms and neurons, I blame all the subatomic particles, I blame the definite and the indefinite articles. I blame the newborn, I blame the dying, I blame the dead, I blame gold, silver, copper, tungsten, iron, platinum, and tin. I blame the past, I blame the present, I blame what is to come. She blames herself, but I don't blame my mum. No one is innocent. There's nowhere to hide. The guilty have all been identified. Me, myself, I. Why, I feel no shame, since I have everyone but myself to blame. I expect you think I'm just passing the buck, evading responsibility, not giving a fuck. And you know what? You're absolutely right.
Timski, everyone! I like the Taylor Swift gets a pass. Just all hail, all hail. Brilliant. Guys, we have come to our final poet in the first round. Please give all your love, give all of the applause for Chris Young.
I am Slut Cat. See me out, hunting in the hallways day and night, hunting for company, waiting for your rhythmic footsteps to enter my purlieu. And here you are at the front door, and now hear me. We could make such beautiful music together. At the turn of a key, I will stop being crotchety and start quavering. Step inside, stranger, and say hello to Slut Cat. Let me trip you up with my exotic scent as I weave my magic around your ankles. Watch me work wonders. See me spring spryly onto the kitchen worktop, then counter stretch. This, run your eyes the length of my lithe limbs. This athletic offering is my opening gift as I pucker up and gape. I am Slut Cat, and you are new. Sit, stranger, sit. Let me leap on your lap and lap up your pheromones. Who needs catnip when I can nuzzle the novelty of your crotch? Oh, yes. I am Slut Cat. I am Slut Cat, waiting impatiently for the touch of your finger, gentle and firm at the back of my ears. Oh, go on, tickle me, like the perpetual infant that I am, easily teasable, playfully pleasable, fickle and feckless and reckless. Oh, did I hurt you? I shall have to kiss it better. Oh, why are you stiffening up? Are you about to stand to attention? Stay, stranger, stay, and focus your attention on me. Look into the eyes. Be smitten with the kitten. You will fall in love with me. You will want to come again and again. This brief spell will leave you captivated. See what I did there? Captivated. Soon, stranger, you will be familiar. And you know what familiarity breeds? Tss.
Chris Young, everybody! We say at the start of every slam, you know, you might laugh, you might cry, you're going to get a little bit of everything. We have never in the past 10 years had Slut Cat. So massive round of applause for Chris Young. Brilliant stuff. Guys, those are your 10 poets. That was all of your slammers. Can we get a massive round of applause for everyone who's performed tonight so far? As I said, and as I'm sure you guys can tell, the judges do not have an easy job, especially when there is such a wide range of things being performed. It's comparing apples and oranges and tow trucks, right? Such a wide range of poetry. So yeah, thank you to all of our poets. Guys, we're about to go into about a 10 to 15 minute break. Poets, I'm going to ask you just before the break, just to come up on stage so we can get a wee cast photo, and then you can go around and do your thing. But yeah, have a drink, have a pee, hug a friend, tell a poet that they are awesome. We thrive on validation. We will see you guys back here in about 10, 15 minutes. Thank you. Yay! Welcome back to the second half of the Loud Poets Highland Slam. Inverness, best audiences ever. Did you guys enjoy the first round? Yes. Yeah, all of our poets in that first round. Hot damn. What a beautiful smorgasbord of different poetic styles, different themes, different topics. That was absolutely fantastic. And I know that our judges did not enjoy having to judge it whatsoever. Even the most cruelly judgmental ones, Mark, did not have a great time at all. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful job, every single one of you. In a moment, I will be sharing who made it through to the next round. But before I do that, I do just want to emphasize, poetry slams are a way of getting audiences in the room. They are fun. Everyone loves a bit of competition. But judging art is so subjective. We always say, if it's a different night, if it's a different afternoon, if it's a different set of judges, if the judges ate something different for lunch, we're gonna get a different round of scores. So every single poet, if you do not make it through, I do not want you to be discouraged whatsoever. Everyone that we heard in the first round was absolutely fantastic. So guys, can we just get a massive round of applause for every single poet who we've heard so far? Amazing. With that said, we do have our 6 poets who will be moving on to the second round of the Loud Poets Highland Slam. So, and again, I will read out the names, and we will have one big round of applause at the end of all of the names. So making it through to the second round, and they will be performing in this order, are Myra Ross, Connor O'Hara, James Hickson, Lindsay Gilmore, India DeBono, and Alice. Massive round of applause, everyone. I am so excited to see more of these poets. I hope that you guys are as well. Now, to give all of the poets who made it through to the second round a moment to breathe and to frantically go through your notebooks and prepare, we are going to have another poem from our brilliant Sacrificial Poet. He's only a little bit burnt from his first outing. We only sort of charred him around the edges, so we've got to continue with the full burn. Please give a warm welcome to the stage, a fiery hot welcome to the stage, the tremendous Jack Hunter!
I'm still here. Right, what to do? Let's not get into that. Let's diffuse this right now, right? Bob, the bonny baker's boy, born and bred in Banchory, bewitched by the brilliance of brioche buns, now a bullish, brazen businessman, beguiled by the bombastic benefits of big business. Boastful in his behaviour and bashful in his bureaucracy, Bob boldly buys out the Banchory bakery. Bountiful baked booty butters Bob's bloated bank balance. Bilaterally, Bob's brow-beaten, bewildered bakers bunker brittily above the bread line. The bakers beseech Bob for the betterment of their bankroll. Bullshit! Blasts Bob, berating the bakers, branding them Bolsheviks. Bake for Bob, or bounce back to the brew. The bastard boss barks. Bollocks! Bite back the bakers, baying for Bob's blood. Boldly banding into a battalion, benefactors of their battlement, they best the beast of business. Bob the Bonnie Baker's boy's bust is balanced on a bloody block. The baker's bolster a behemothly baked bat-lack spaghetti. Bob begs the bakers for their begrudgingly benevolent blessings. But before Bob the Bonnie Baker's boy can batter his bail, bam! Bob the Bonnie Baker's boy is beheaded. His brain bludgeoned by the brutalist baguette. This book ends the ballad of Bob, the bemoaning Bankery businessman, a bygone Bonnie Baker's boy baked into brown bread. Bloomin' brutal. I did actually get a bread maker, but I've no cause to use it.
Every time. Jack did that in the first round of the Grand Slam final last year, and we had it sold out the book fest, so we had about 360 people in the audience, all of them just pissing themselves. Absolutely gorgeous. Guys, are you ready for the second round of the slam? Yes! Oh, tremendous. Well, I will chit-chat no longer. So on deck, we have Connor O'Hara, but kicking off our second round, please give a very warm welcome to Myra Ross!
I think that's all right, Jill. Thank you. Hello. Davy. Davy was my dad's best mate, a railway man to trade. Strange, we define folk by how they make their wage. Still, Davy was much more than just an expert on the lines, and I wanted to record how Davy spent his time. First, he was a Corbett, a well-known Highland clan, a merchant boy, as I recall, and an ardent rugby fan. A swimmer, as it turned out, when my dad proposed a race, Davy swam like flipper. I can still see my father's face. When father sat upon the throne in Davy's downstairs loo, inspired, Davy smirked. Shortly, he was in there too. Camera poised and flashlight on, he pounced, his face alight. With joy, Davy captured my father take a... Then Davy renovates the lounge, carpet, couch and all. All new, my father takes a dive to save it from a spew. These times when dreams could still come true, when futures still looked bright, at weekends together I'd listen and they'd put the world to rights. Changing lanes and moving on, both to pastures new, my dad never knew another friend like you. Through the years we'd stop to chat, catch up and get the news, and the demon had come calling and Davy's friend could not refuse. I read today that Davy's gone. He's up there, flying high. So I want to put a word in with the big guy in the sky. You'll see him come into the gates. He's a big man with red hair. He was a loyal friend to my dad when my dad made it really hard to care. Davy would show up to share a word or two. St. Peter, if you're listening, could I just share this with you? That their friendship taught me to be the friends my friends would know, and to sing American Pie like I am in a Broadway show. To care, to share, to hold the dreams that don't belong to you. So St. Peter, if you're listening, tell him Myra said thank you. Davy was a family man, and all he ever hoped to do was work and build a home for the family that he grew. With his wife Les, their bairns, and Davy's oldest last two, Davy was content doing what lesser men can't do. Sharing laughs and telling tales, a blether in the pub, a wee trip to the sun with his bairns and the bairns they'd have. A cosy home, a round of golf, a trip to Murrayfield, singing Flower of Scotland in hope that England might just yield. Not a life of riches, of fortune, no, nor fame. But my dad's friend was a good man, and Davy was his name.
Myra Ross, everyone! Oh, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Right, we're just going to keep it rolling on here. So on deck, we have James Hickson, but coming up to the mic, please give a warm welcome to Connor O'Hara.
Okay, reality's broken if I've made it to the second round. Yeah. Okay. Content warning, this is about sex. It's through a heterosexual lens, but apart from I think there's one asexual in the room. Maybe Paul's gone, but he's still here. Hey, so just enjoy this one, Paul. And I hope you all get a feeling like this before you die. Life's fucking great. We were so tight, so glued together that we couldn't tell where I ended and she began. We stared into each other's eyes, each of us playfully aghast, and giggle grimacing in agonizingly delicious cock and cunt connection. Miming quizzical wonder from entwined legs and feet up and over above our heads, our alleluia glorious equinox hip-to-hip alignment, our bodies were, one more time for the show, fused beyond mere flesh. I'd adjust your breasts so they line up with my little man tits. So our tits were touching each other, giving even more sensations of connection. I call your left tit Raquel and the right tit Marilyn. Size doesn't matter, you tit. Fucking solstice charms. Each breath was transmitted through our chest, through our touching, or are they permanently glued? Nipples. Our kisses were an ancient, unwritten, unfathomable language which only speaks when kissing. Our tongues moving almost unnaturally. Yet they knew exactly what to do and how to speak with their fellow dripping serpentine proboscis. Oh, we'd long passed this dissolving skin stage, that regular special shimmer and corporal shift after the first long juicy kiss and re-welcoming scent, mixing pheromones, slamming brute bones, illusionary though conveniently pleasurable material flesh, and those ever idling, wandering, intentful finger strokes. Come away in and let us flow together. Go high together, go deep, go soft, go slow, slower, and slower. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yep. Puddles to waves, to spirals, to wet, deep, abundant, shining oceans. I'm involuntary smiling while kissing you. Yeah. My heart supernovas in your presence. You're melting my being. You're swallowing my soul. Oh, gods, yes. I agree to this fully and with calculated abandon. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. This appetite might consume us both. The scars will be worth it and relived with a fine wank. Many, many times. Our magnificent fucking will cast a long, hard shadow upon my future loves and lusts. The mortal danger of losing yourself in love. I will break your heart. I will fuck this up. Yep. Again and again and again. Yes.
Connor O'Hara, everyone! Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. Sometimes when I'm hosting slams, again, I love the diversity of stuff that you get and going to different venues. And I'm occasionally just struck with the thought, I wonder if the phrase a fine wank has ever been uttered at the bike shed. I don't know everything that goes on here, but we may be christening some new words in this space. Guys, rolling swiftly along. On deck, we've got Lindsay Gilmore, but please give it up for James Hickson!
Spoken word, poetry, slam, poetry, a competition for poets. See? Where poet people share their love for words and poetry. But it's only for the highbrow poetry. Yeah, hang on. I'm sorry, I didn't give you the title for this piece. I call this one When a Neurodivergent Enters a Slam Poetry Competition. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, it's only for the highbrow poetry. At least that was my belief, because poetry. Yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't forgot it. I meant to say at the start that I might struggle to remain on topic, so I was going to apologise in advance, because there's a chance that you might fall into my rabbit hole. That's not a euphemism for a lazy anal sphincter. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lower the tone by referencing the butthole. That's not my goal. By rabbit hole, I meant... did you know, it's thought there are more than 50 sphincters in us all? More than 50 sphincters in us all. Some function involuntarily, and some are controlled voluntarily. Wink, wink, yeah. I am, of course, referencing my iris sphincter. The iris sphincter is the arsehole within our eyes which constricts the pupils in bright light. While I'm on the subject of sphincters, the lips on your face are made from the same skin material as your hoop, which excretes waste. Now, I apologise. I didn't mean to point directly at you. I'm not implying that it's only your mouth and bum ring which are indistinguishable. It's the same for us all. Whether we fart or sing, the air travels past the same skin. So it wasn't my intention to suddenly bring you all this attention. And so I must state for clarity that this person's anus and mouth are not unique. I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Can I ask your name? Mucosa. That's the type of skin our lips and ring piece are made from. Mucosa. It's the skin within the digestive tract, which is by the way, it's around 9 meters long when we're dead, and the brain is nice and relaxed, because the whole human digestive tract includes all structures which form the passageway between mouth and anus. Now, the intestines can't remain nameless. The intestines are tubes of muscle, smooth to be exact, and those smooth muscles need to maintain tone. They need to contract. That's what I meant when I said 9 meters long when we're dead and the brain is nice and relaxed. So the brain can no longer send the signals for those smooth muscles to contract, which means the entire digestive tract is around 9 meters long when laid out flat. Yeah, we're humans. We're incredible, aren't we? Anyway, where was I? Slam poetry, a competition for poets, see? Only the highbrow write poetry. I think I've run out of time.
James Hickson, everyone! Yeah, I think we can add to the list of phrases never before heard in the bike shed. We've had a fine wank, but we've not had a fine... Well... Hello, YouTube. I think we can add asshole of the eyeballs. Rolling along to our next slammer. Actually, before we do that, I think this is something that we often do at our open mic. I think sometimes to reset the tone, can we all just take a lovely breath together? So on the count of 3, let's take one big inhale and exhale. Ooh, get those giggles out. Gorgeous. Guys, are you ready for your next slammer? Yeah. Amazing. So on deck, we've got India, but coming up next to the mic, please give a massive round of applause for Lindsay Gilmore.
I wrote this for a friend of mine who is one of the legions of people out there who are carers for someone they love. So this is Moving Mountains. We're the landscape, you and I. We're a backdrop. We're a picture skillfully rendered. We enhance, we don't distract. We are half-remembered photographs of half-forgotten holidays. We could be Portugal, we could be France. We were breathtaking. But our import's been diminished by years and by miles. We're the landscape. We frame the view. But we're mountains, you and I. We have felt grief and love and longing shifting beneath us like tectonic plates, leaving us as impermeable as a granite rock face or as soft and fertile as a limestone plain. We're rivers, we cross continents, we've been forged by guilt and shame, and we carry hope and desperation on our surface like small rafts. We are the beautiful blue unbounded sky, and I know we are, because we sing lullabies and we whisper soft reassurances and we utter prayers to deities that we don't even believe in, and I see how our words fall on them like a soft sea har settling. We are the incandescent light of midsummer. We're an almost impossible intensity because we walk in grace and rage and dignity, and we can't come to rest. We're the forest, you and I. We move and we sway. We're tethered together in ways that we can't know. We're the ancient gnarled oak, and we're the young insistent shoots of elder. We're the sticky resin that drips from the wounded larch. We're the tag and roll and snarl of brambles. We're the sting of nettle, and we're the tang of sorrel. We are the scent of dirt and pine, and we know that the forest's value lies in each of these things, and more, and none. We're the landscape. We hold stories and we hold song. And they call us home. Thank you.
Lindsay Gilmore, everyone! Absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Guys, we have come to our penultimate poet of the second round. So on deck, we've got Alice, but right now, please give all the love for India De Bono!
Thank you. Perfect. A little bit taller. Thank you. This is also mental health stuff. Depression. I have a theme, if you can't. I have a brand. It has been 3 weeks since I have been food shopping. Longer since I cleaned the fridge. The supply in the freezer is running low. No longer do I have chips and pizza to shamefully scoff at midnight under the extractor fan soft, whirring low. It is time to clean the fridge. So, let us clear out the sludge from the squidgy leaves leaking into the veg crisper and becoming thick as thieves with the plastic. The radishes have lost their semi-suave factor and are now rad knots. They've gone to where cool goes to die and decided here is where they should rot. The stinking bishop is one I got for free. I recognise it as the artist formerly known as Brie. The tomatoes are no longer just red because they sold the salad dressing, because the salad has been dressed for weeks without an occasion to dance, but the toms went and now are blistered, not blushing. The belle of the ball is no longer the pepper when it capsicums down to it, but the new subculture parting in my Tupperware and the yoghurt that grew it. It is time to clean the fridge. Each item cartwheels and spins on its way into the bin. I don't open the Tupperware for fear of the life forms that have made their house within. I'm no home wrecker. Once each item is disposed of, I tip the now empty drawers into the sink. I run hot water and squeeze dish soap into fine squiggled lines. I let them become bubble baths, leave them to soak with a glass of wine and candles. It is time to clean the fridge. Take the anti-bac and spritz and sluice, soak up any refrigerator juice with kitchen towels, swaddle each foul feeling of failure with bandages of it's okay. It's wasteful, it's okay. I'm terrible, it's okay. But I'm a sham and a shame, it's okay. But I'm the one to blame, it's okay, because global warming and stuff, and it's okay, but farmers aren't being paid enough, it's okay. What about wealth inequality? It's okay. I'm so unhealthy. It's okay. Why am I such a failure? It's okay. How did we even get here? It's time to clean the fridge. Okay. Thank you.
India de Bono! Absolutely gorgeous. I realize I keep saying the word gorgeous, but all the other poets have stolen all of my other words. Just really, really stellar stuff tonight. This afternoon, I know what time is. There is light outside. I am looking at the light right now. Guys, are you ready for your final poet of the second round? Yes! Please keep that applause going. Give all of the love for Alice!
On the day of your funeral, I went to find you in your bedroom, to tell you enough was enough. You had taken it too far this time. Everyone else was fooled, but I knew you were probably hiding behind the door. So I opened it slowly, expecting a fright, and your toothy grin and triumphant laugh. But the room was uncharacteristically still, and you were nowhere to be found. I checked every corner and cupboard and under your bed, calling your name with a question mark, then listening for the hint of mischievous snigger or shallow breath muffled by sleeves. It was then that I noticed your favourite jumper, the dark blue one with the button neck, folded expectantly on your pillow. It looked redundant and forgotten. I sat down beside it and closed my eyes, wondering where you were. You must have been nearby because I could smell you as I took a deep breath. And when I opened my eyes, there you were, dancing in the dust in the air and shining in through the window. I was so happy to see you that I started to cry. The dust found a note by your bed, an unticked list in scrawling ink that read, Hoover rug, dust shelves. The sun went behind a cloud as I noticed the dog hair on the rug and stood up to inspect the shelves, afraid of what I already knew. I locked eyes with myself in a wooden photo frame, a little girl with an old phone to her ear. Staring back at me, she looked worried. I tore my eyes away from her and concentrated on the surface, a thin layer of dust coming into focus. I was overcome by a need to clean that has never gone away. No matter how hard I try, the dust never settles. I wipe it away and away and away. But every time I think I've got the last of it, I shake out the rug and it fills the air, waiting for me in every dark crevice. My eyes focus and there it is again.
Round of applause for Alice! Wow. What a second round. Hot damn. Again, I do not envy our judges as they scribble away. Bex, give me a word to describe the process of judging this afternoon. impossible, so we're giving up. No. Yeah, everyone was absolutely tremendous. Guys, can we have another massive round of applause for all of your second round poets? Amazing. So while we are totting up the scores from the second round, we are going to have another poem from our absolutely fabulous feature. I think, or Sacrificial Poet, rather. I think, there is pretty charred at this point. I think we've burned him fairly well, but maybe there's still a little flesh remain. This metaphor is just getting really, really disturbing at this point, so I'm going to stop talking. And please welcome back up to the mic, Jack Hunter!
Charred to the bone. Too hot. Hot damn. Call the police and the fireman. So poppy, isn't it? I'm going to do a new one. But if you've not seen me before, it's all new. So, there we go. Are they disabled people in? Yeah, absolutely. Because it's Disability Pride Month, y'all. Yeah, we like it. I mean, it should be every month, but it's all good. I say that, for pride, not because I work for the DWP or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? Oh, shit, they found me. Lol. Right, okay. So, this is a poem that I've just finished, actually. And it's, fashion is, everybody's vice, isn't it? And what is everyone's favourite thing to buy? Like, what do we like? Like, in terms of, what kind of clothes? Shoes are normally quite high, aren't they? Yeah? Well, for me, shoes are an absolute pain in the arse, right? And you'll know why from this poem. And it's a response to the Paolo Nutini song. It's called New Shoes Blues. I woke up early one Friday, feeling groggy and a little sick. I hauled my ass to the infirmary, bit of a mare, I've got to pick up my adapted footwear. There's a raise, you see, on the left boot to counteract the height discrepancy, so I enter the Hochin waiting room in the hope to spy a seat. Then the clinician calls over to me. Hey, let's put your new shoes on. Let's see if they fit right. I say, hey, I'm trying to shoehorn them on, and the clinician's smiling, but my blood's boiling. That's a massive clog-like clump of wood that you've glued to my flaming foot. Who do you think would wear that disco stew? You've wrecked my 70 quid shoes. Woke up late on Thursday, running late for a coffee date, and I looked down at my shoe smothered in glue, the heel clamped together real tight in a vice. Hold up. Bit of context. Basically, over time, this bit doesn't really need to rhyme. The sole of the orthotic shoe loosens and creates a big gap that looks like a floppy tongue flap. The orthotic glue just ain't sticky enough, dudes. Anyway, let's continue. So I run down to the station and I hear a rattle, a most curious sound. Under closer inspection, a rogue stone has punctured my soul and it's rattling around and around and around. And I thought, goodbye new shoes, hello blues. Hey, let's put your new shoes on. Let's see if they fit right. I say, hey, I'm trying to shoehorn them on and the clinician's smiling, but my blood's boiling. Honestly, size of that platform base. That's not a Converse, it's a pissing roller skate. The clinician stares at me with a bemused face. I say, would you wear these bloody shoes? Ow, 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 ow. I've got battered and bruised feet. Calluses and bunions are my treat. A rockery of stones inside my soul. I'm rattling on until the break of dawn. I've got battered and bruised feet. Come on! Calluses and bunions are my treat. A rockery of stones inside my soul. I'm rattling on until the heel falls off. Hey, I've got my new shoes on and everything feels shite. hey, I've got my new shoes on and the clinician's talking cobblers and I'm having a wobbler. Oh, my patience is gone. This isn't like the Paolo Nutini song and it looks like we're engaged in a bit of a set two over these blasted shoes. Oh, hey, I've got my new shoes on and suddenly I'm in a fight. Oh, I've dodged a left hook and here comes his right. And the clinician's sprightly, but I'm more wily. I'll clobber him with my new shoe, right in the pus so you can taste the glue. And then I'm carted off by the boys in blue. I'm going to jail and that's the truth. These designs are a fashion crime. I shouldn't be the one doing time. I'm not psychotic, I just hate orthotics. Maybe I'll just go barefoot. What else am I meant to do? I've just got the new shoe blues. Cheers.
Jack Hunter, everyone! Oh, love it, love it. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Guys, we have done the maths. I have not done the maths. Bex has done the maths. Round of applause for Bex for doing all of the maths. What? I think you underestimate just how poor I am at maths. Before we read out who is going through to the third round, I just want to say, like I said before the second round, everyone, as you can tell, has been tremendous, has really given it their all, has left everything on stage. So can we just get another massive round of applause for everyone who read in the second half? So, going through to the third round of the Loud Poets Highlands Slam, we have, and reading in this order, and one round of applause at the end. We are so close, Inverness. We are so close. I know that we can do it. In this order, we will have India De Bono, Lindsay Gilmore, and James Hickson. As they get nervous and look through their notes and prepare, I'll just say, as everyone is aware, we are filming tonight, this afternoon, for the love of Christ. We are filming this afternoon, although you may be watching it in the evening, in which case I am correct. Yeah, we are filming, and the reason why we're doing this is because we want everyone from all across Scotland to be able to watch the other slam heats to get ready for the Grand Slam final. So we've had slams all across the country. If you are interested in checking out those slams, you can watch them all for free on our YouTube channel. We've had some absolutely amazing poets. So please do check those out. And the Grand Slam final will also be filmed. So please do come down to Edinburgh to cheer on your local winner and runner-up, whomever they are, at the end of the night. But also, if you can't make it to Edinburgh for whatever reason, we will also be posting the whole thing on YouTube so you can watch it along afterwards. But without further ado, are you guys ready for the final round? Yeah! All right, so on deck we have Lindsay Gilmore, but please give it your all. Welcome to the mic, India De Bono!
You already know they're coming. This one is, again, explicitly disordered eating and bullying and such. I swear I do have range. I do have range. Please let me go to the final so I can show it. I'm sorry you were made to feel like you were hard to love. That it was ever okay to mistreat you, that kindness towards you was impossible or some kind of deceit, some master plot the other kids created to conspire against you, that any time anyone showed you any decency, you'd scoff you, wrote it off the same way you rub out a whiteboard till as much of blank slate as the hole in your stomach you try so desperately to fill. Loneliness. Well, that gets caught in your throat, but the squares of chocolate you snuck out the cupboard never did. Line by line by line, by till nothing was left but the empty wrapper and your still empty heart. You steal it into the bin, hope it also throws away the gnawing guilt, but still it's found in your confronted with your failure shining in full fool's gold. They ask you why. but you don't know. How could you know? You were only 6, 9, 12. You don't have the language for the feelings that creep into your body to explain that food makes you feel safe, except not that food. But yes, that food, just not at that time, or maybe in that way you just feel sick when your parents put your best friend on lunch duty to make sure you don't throw anything away. Did you eat today? Yes, you did. It took the entire hour, no break for you, not that it matters because you're in a time where all your friends play espionage with you, only you're not spies together. They are looking to exploit any weaknesses in your governance. You get older. You don't grow out of your twisted relationship with food, though it merely morphs unassisted into something sad. You cannot eat alone, at least in public. At home, you continue to devour into that never-ending pit, but in public, it's just a reminder that you don't have a friend to keep you company, with your pals always absentee, that you could ever be somebody else's cup of tea, and you don't like tea. It's too thin, too weak, unlike you in the first half, just like you in the latter. You play ping pong with friend groups. You jump from bunch to bunch, but in the end it doesn't matter because you always end up alone eating lunch on your own. You get older. You never said a word to anyone because it would seem so absurd, because you have such a healthy appetite. It's not as if there are different types of disordered eating that exists. You order too much for takeout. You say it's for variety. You've always been indecisive. Don't worry, it's not anxiety. Spoiler alert, it is. Always scheduled do too much or be too much. You've always been too much, and you take up too much space, and you feel like it's a waste. So you try to make yourself smaller, cut yourself down into bite-sized portions, bite your tongue while you're at it, contort yourself into origami distortions, try to be just enough for everyone. Don't worry, there's plenty of me to go around, just a piece of furniture to blend into your background. You don't need the spotlight on you, except you do, and you have, and you always will, but only when you want it, and you're scared. So you hand it off to somebody else. Except now. Now you want it. Now you're ready for it. Now you want to scream for the heavens to hear you, because now you're okay with being too much, but you never were to begin with, because you are more than the words they ever called you, more than the box they tried to stuff you in so hard that you just climbed in there yourself, more than that eternal internal civil war between brain and body, stomach and soul, more than the food or the lack thereof, more than the love you shied away from when it was finally offered to you because you were convinced you weren't worthy of it, because you were always more than worthy of it. Thank you.
Thank you to Bono, everyone! Powerful stuff. Really, really powerful stuff. Guys, our penultimate poet, the poet in the middle of the final round. I want you to give all of the love, all of the applause, all of the cheers. Our on-deck poet. I'm loving the poems so much, I'm getting all flustered. I'm just like, poems, so many poems. On deck, we have James Hickson, but please give a very, very warm, lovely welcome to the tremendous Lindsay Gilmore!
This is for my friend David, who has battled mental illness since we were children. But mostly it's for Joanne McGuinness, who lost that battle about 1.5 years ago. We're all 70% water, you tell me, under supermarket halogen. We're all 70% water, but listen, the planet is 70% water. And we just empty and refill, and we empty and refill, and the water that was you might be the water that was me, and the water that was me might be the water that was her. And there she is, lying between us, a river for us to ford. And I think, you're triumphant that there was something of you in her when she left, that there was always 70% of herself that she couldn't control, that her skin was a seawall that you could breach on a molecular level. But I don't say that. You tell me that you used to float around the world in your own bubble, that you were in an amniotic sac, seeing things through a membrane and hearing through a cellular wall, and she ripped her way through the lamina and she delivered you. She was your midwife. She was your navigator. You weren't alone. And I'm thinking, I know you believe that, but when she was doing all that for you, what was she doing for herself? And how many times had she hoped someone might fight their way through layers of muscle and sinew and tissue and deliver her? But I'm probably not being fair. What I do say is, are you writing? And I see something move and change behind your eyes. And I used to be good at that, you tell me, and I say, oh, I know. What I don't say is that I really used to envy your talent. But every day now, I wish I had. And then later, there you are. We're all 70% water. The idea of it courses through me and it laps at page after page of my notebook. It flows through my fingers and it fills up the screen. And I wonder, is this theft or is it plagiarism? Or are your words floating down the river in a basket of reeds for me? Or maybe we're all 70% water. Or maybe the water that was you is the water that is me. And I do hope that maybe there's a wee bit of her left with us both. Thank you.
Lindsay Gilmore, everyone! Oh, man. I need a breath after that one. So let's do what we did before. On the count of 3, let's all breathe in. So 3, 2, 1. And down. Wow. Thank you to every poet who has shared with such grace and honesty and hilarity tonight. It has been so gorgeous. Guys, we have one poet left, one final poem in this slam. Do you think that you can muster up the biggest round of applause that you have done all night for our final slammer? Yeah! All right, then let's get it going. Let's build it up. Please start those hands going as we welcome to the stage Mr. James Hickson.
It's been 7 hours and around 8 years since I poured your love away. 'Cause here's the thing, booze. Nutritionally, you're of little use. In fact, you're less useful than fat. And on top of that, you're a psychoactive depressive concocted from anger and abuse. Yet I was invested in us, invested in you, immersed in the flavours of you. We had a dependent relationship, alcohol. I was fully in it, where you continually shat all over me and I rolled around in it, thinking I was happy like a pig in shit. But now I see you. I'm more focused than a coffee bean with THC infused. I see you, booze, and I appreciate that you might be confused. You alcoholic beverage, you bottle of booze. After all, we've spent a lot of time together. I thought we had a unique bond. We were like a best-selling band, internally hateful and bitter, yet performing harmoniously, sparkling with glitter. Yeah, we were like Fleetwood Mac, just without the wealth, creativity, and hits, because together we were just full of shit. You thought nothing could compare to you, but that's typical of narcissistic abuse. Now I can stand up to you. You've called me names, put me down, filled me with shame, drowned me in hate, hid my presence away. You encouraged me to vomit your bile. Our relationship was the epitome of vile. Depleting and toxic, like a Dep V Heard televised trial. And your controlling behaviour is normalised. You're a marketing wizard, alcohol. You found your tribe. 'Cause look at us. We're still closing our eyes and minds to the millions of families you victimize. Socially, we'll claim to be horrified, yet still you rise and thrive in a portable vessel of violence and lies, smashing through heads, greedily tearing at tights, clawing at flesh, yanking at thighs, blackening eyes, pulling knives, puncturing lives, spoiling insides, severing family ties. But we all seem to be deaf and blind to your horrific crimes. But I'm not the only one that can see through you now. I mean, look at you. You're just death inside. So fuck you, alcohol. It's about time you got out of our life.
James Hickson, everyone! Oh, man. Guys, that was amazing. What a hell of a final round. Can we have a massive round of applause for every single poet in that final round? I do not envy our judges one bit. Mark, in a word, man with your face in your hands, how has your experience of judging been this evening?
Fucking delight.
Oh, Jesus. There is something special about hosting a competition grounded in the ability to use words in an accurate and diverse manner and just fucking it up as beautifully as I have this evening. Jesus! Ba-da-da-da-da-da. I'm never going to be allowed back to host. Never, ever. This is why they usually have me judge. Silent, write down numbers. Don't even do the maths on the numbers. I know my place. I know my place. While Bex is doing the maths here, I'll just do a couple of plugs. If you've come along tonight and this is your first slam, thank you so much for coming along. If you feel like you've been bitten by the poetry bug, there is so much incredible poetry going on in Scotland, all across Scotland, both poetry that is written on the page and spoken word. There's so many incredible live events. I know that we've got open mics here at the Bike Shed and lots of great stuff across Inverness, across the Highlands, lots of great stuff in Aberdeen and really all across the country. We run lots of various things. We've got showcases in Edinburgh at the Scottish Storytelling Centre. We've got one this Friday if you happen to find yourself there. And we also run open mics twice a month, also in Edinburgh at the Cannons Gate, which are free. And so if you ever do find yourself in the city, please do come along. They're a lot of fun and very warm and welcoming, because poetry can be really, really scary, especially if you are slamming it. So at our open mics, we don't give you numbers. We not formally, at least. So yeah, please do come along. We also do lots of stuff online. So obviously, I've given a shout out to the YouTube channel. So on the YouTube channel, you can find all of the slams from this season, also all of our slams from last season. You can find tons and tons of poems from poets across Scotland, but also all across the UK. You can find free workshops. We did a workshop series over lockdown called Return to Form, which gave lots of great information on a little shout out for Return to Form. Lots of great information on like how to write a villanelle or a sestina if you're interested in that kind of thing, how to use rhythm and rhyme. So if you're new to writing, please do go and check those out. We have an online writing club, which I know we've got a couple of members in the room of that, which is open to everyone all across Scotland or really anywhere in the world, because it takes place totally on Zoom, which is feedback sessions and writing workshops and all that good stuff. So if you're looking for a really supportive, creative community, please do go check that out. But I see Bex is standing there with a piece of paper. I think because we're coming towards the end, I'll ain't nobody wanna see. Kev is our usual host, and Kev likes to make people sweat as long as possible, whereas I am a delicate little soul who can't tell times of day apart. So I won't keep people sweating for too long. Are you ready to find out who is your winner and your runner-up for the Loud Poets Highland Slam? As I said before, everyone in the final round was tremendous. Everyone in the middle round was tremendous. Everyone in the first round was tremendous. Judging slams is incredibly hard. So if you competed tonight, you did a hell of a good job, and we appreciate the crap out of you. One final round of applause for absolutely everyone. Amazing. So we won't read out third place. I will read out the runner-up, and then I will read out the winner. Both of these poets will be going through to Edinburgh in August. So please do come see them when they're competing. I'll let you applaud for both of them. I think that seems only fair. All right. So your runner-up. Oh yeah. Get it going. Your runner-up and headed to the Grand Slam final will be India de Bono! And your winner, heading to the Grand Slam final and going home tonight with a cash prize of £200 will be James Hickson! Yeah. You get to hoist it. You get to hoist it aloft.
Can I take it home?
No, you can't, unfortunately. But you get to hold it in a moment of glory. Round of applause for James! Do you want to do a victory lap home? You don't have to.
I can do if you want. I've got my books with me. I've never won anything before.
Well, there we go.
So it feels weird. Is it all right if I just grab a book then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Incredible. Massive round of applause for both of them, India and James. We like to invite our winners to do a victory lap at their moment when they are the most flustered and emotionally overwhelmed, because we are lovely, lovely, kind people. Yeah?
Okay if it goes on slightly longer than 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's all good.
Oh, that's weird. I haven't read this in a long time. Anyway, it's just, I suppose, with what I finished with a minute ago, this seems quite fitting. So, limits. I limit myself with torturous thoughts about mistakes I've made and pain that I've caused. Shoulders slumped, my eyes are breached by scorn. I withdraw as my mind becomes restrained by the chains of my flaws, where I'm forced to re-watch twisted scenes through time's broken lens, which warps and distorts, but I've been here before. 4 a.m. tears and breath getting short because slowly I'm choking as my brain repeatedly waterboards my memory board. I limit myself. I limit myself through the rumination of regret. Bound by those self-imposed chains, I can't push open new doors, so I remain contained, staring at the same frames etched with fears and remorse. Existence continues outside of myself, but focus is fraught. The shame is surreptitiously a deflating force, puncturing each occurring frame of thought. So with wild eyes, I glance far and wide, seeking an escape from the moment in time. I'm like a fox, 'cause the black dog's chasing me down. I'm a reluctant participant in a horrific blood sport, but I limit myself. I limit myself because I won't seek help. I subscribe to the bullshit stories which masculinity prescribes. I want my life to ride with a men's health and a lad's mag vibe. I'll take another prescription of lies and self-medicate, convincing myself I have a right to hide my fear of life and the chaotic disruption which resides in my mind, because apparently I'd sooner gorge on the various drugs of our time than being gorged with an awareness to be present in time. I limit myself. And I limit myself as I wallow in the putrid wash of addiction, inebriated, consciousness flailing, failing to accept this addiction as a disease, because I justify my actions with, I'm such a prick. This is all my fault, you see. These problems, they've only been dealt upon me. Solving them is inevitably out of reach, so I don't need help, because this suffering will be mine to keep. I can't tell my family about the extent of the pain. They'll think I'm piss weak. And anyway, I'm becoming a master of disguise. It's better for everyone that I continue to hide. And I reach for the stability of those faithful spirits conjuring spells in a glass. They unbuckle and release the restraints in my mind, allowing the wrestling and shouting to pass. And I drain the drops of responsibility, and briefly I feel free. But I lay limits over me. I wrote Limits in autumn 2015. Yet again, the pen told me the truth, and by spring 2016, after 6 years of trying, I finally became drug and alcohol free. You see, shame and guilt planted seeds which progressively rooted to my physicality, where illness and chronic pain grew out of me. The physical ailments were almost visible for others to see, and I could make conversation pieces with people I'd meet. But illness and pain can be aggressively agitated by the manifestation of what can't be seen. I was ignorant to the complexity of you and me. We're incredible human beings. And unfortunately, I believed in the fickle peace released by food, drugs, and booze, and I limit myself with a variety of false beliefs, like I couldn't change, so I wouldn't ask for help because I thought it was too late. I didn't think I could cultivate a sense of internal peace or attach myself with a lead to responsibility. I didn't believe that I could dig, weak and breathless, yet still find discipline. I thought such characteristics were bestowed upon people better than me. We'll be limited by what we choose to believe. Our lies will cast shadows which follow us through time, but we're not complete. And the path to our untapped possibilities is through the pursuit of truth and honesty. Don't limit yourself. And if necessary, please seek help.
Massive round of applause for your winner, James Hickson! Oh. Wow, what an afternoon we have had. For my victory in finally getting the time right, and instead knocked everything over. Guys, what an amazing afternoon. Thank you so much. You have been the loveliest audience. Thank you so much to all of the poets who have performed. Tickets are on sale now for the Grand Slam final, so if you do find yourself in Edinburgh or fancy coming down to support James and India and all of the other brilliant slammers who have qualified, it would be amazing to see you there. But for now, only thing left to say is, can I have a massive round of applause for all of the slammers? Big round of applause for our judges. For our sacrificial poet, James Hunter. For all of the beautiful people who work at the bike shed who have kept us watered. What a gorgeous evening. My name is Katie Ailes. This has been, what? We really got the momentum going there, guys. We really got it. Should I knock over the stool again? There we are. What a goddamn beautiful afternoon. My name has been Katie Ailes. I don't know what time is. This has been the Loud Poets Highland Slam. Good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, we'd appreciate it if you could hit the like button, if you could hit the subscribe button, and make sure to ring that bell icon so you don't miss any updates from us in the future. If you want to go that extra mile and support us a little further, we do have a Patreon channel with loads of exclusive goodies, and you can sign up for as little as $1 a month. We appreciate your help, guys, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.